Hi guys, welcome back. So here we go again. Zhiyun Crane M2S review. Yes, not an infomercial, surprise, surprise. And yeah, welcome to the studio. Very professional, as you can see. We got 3 different light sources, none of them the same temperature, but we'll continue. So yeah, we're here to discuss this little buddy and also that a little bit too, but mostly focusing on the Crane M2S today. So I've had all 4 Crane M's. So the 1, 2, 3, and now the M2S. Spoiler, this is probably my favorite. Yes, it's a good release. I didn't like the M3. I've recently done a review of that. And if you want to check out and find out the reason why I didn't like it, is the way it moves. Yeah, it stabilized the camera fine, but gimbals aren't just about stabilizing cameras. Gimbals are about mechanical movements that can't be easily replicated by a human. It's the acceleration and deceleration that humans just don't have the fine motor skills to be able to typically do, especially in a run and gun situation, wherever you're filming a wedding or travel stuff like we love to do, or vlogging, or even something professional like a big movie set. They can use these 3-axis stabilization gimbals with a Sony a7S III, which I'm filming on right now. So just like clarifying this spicy subtopic. Yes, it is a review. It's a critical review. That's what they should be, not these infomercial things that people doing out there in the guise of a review. And the way these things work is that people get gifted a gimbal before they get released onto the market. So they create a relationship with the Zhiyun. So they get the product early so they can get their video out early, and if they give a positive enough review, they'll get enough social credits where more companies will give them stuff in the future. And this is not what YouTube's about, guys. It is not about selling out, and I hate the fact that that's the norm now. Like, come on guys, I know some people want to make a living out of this, and I respect that, I really do, but you cannot just bastardize the word review because you want to make some money and you want to have get your business going. Have some integrity. I know no one cares about that anymore seemingly, but seriously, you guys just gotta put some disclaimers. I know YouTube has actually forced creators, the biggest corporation of them all, has forced creators to paid promotion, but when they get gifted, they find loopholes, and all you John Cena makers need to just keep it real, like seriously, because you're ruining YouTube. Anyway, rant over, let's move on. What I will say about Zhiyun Crane M2S, they've done a bit better on this one. The M3 used to kind of have this, and it'd stop at the end, and that was not what a gimbal was for, in my opinion. So I'm happy they did listen to my feedback. The algorithms are a bit more like the M2, which is a great gimbal. This has served me since 2019. It's kind of showing its age a bit. This thumb pad is getting a bit stuck, and yeah, but apart from that, it's been a great gimbal. And yeah, I might point out a few bad things, but really, is that so wrong? Is that so bad? You're gonna know what actually is, rather than just giving social credit points to someone. I do like these locking mechanisms. I think overall I liked it better than the one mechanism. I did like how there was a stopper, like I said in the last video, this little stopper. It was kind of easier to do, but you would have had to lengthen a bit. I mean, I probably messed with some geometry that the engineers had at Zhiyun, so I'll take your word for it that that's better. But I do like this better because you can lock it in this manner, and you can just walk around with it like this. If you want to put an anchor in this accessory 1/4 inch female thread, like I've got one here, yeah, you can kind of put it to a neck strap. This is quite solid. I'm really impressed with how solid this is. This is not so solid. Like, I wouldn't have any qualms hanging an anchor from this point and this point. This, I know it wouldn't keep it straight, and maybe eventually it might come loose, but that's another thing about this. The access of this, you don't even need this quick release, because all you need to do is get it, screw it in, line it up with the screw so it's kind of, all the lines meet up, they're all horizontal, hug this against that motor, and then yeah, boom, it's perfectly balanced. But with this, you had to match not only that axis, but you also had to match this axis. So it was an extra step when it come to balancing, taking it on and off. And I actually did buy a little aftermarket quick release thing, but it didn't last long. I think Small Rig make one for those that is probably better, but even then it has some issues, like you have to line the tracks up on one axis, so it isn't a true quick release. So again, a good way to test how a gimbal moves is by put it on follow mode, and you want to go from top right to bottom left. Hope my dyslexia got that right. Yeah, top left to bottom right. As you can see, my setting, how I have it on it, is quite slow. So I'm not Brandon Lee. I'm not gonna run around, do some crazy gimbal stuff like he does. We can all aspire to that, but not my style, even though I really do like it. I want movement, and I want it to be smooth. That's what I want in a gimbal. Also, I want stability. I don't want it shaking around, but that's really not hard to get in this day and age. If I put this camera on this, yeah, there was a bit of wobble. This one had beautiful movement. Put up on the screen right now my recommendations for the Crane M2 in the ZY Play app, and my recommendations for the Crane M2S. Check them out. For the Crane 2S, I've really slowed down the thumbstick. Say something's not symmetric in your composition, it's a really good way to hide a mistake that you can kind of subtly do if you're doing run and gun stuff and you don't want to have retakes. Yeah, I took this out with Elise. Yeah, filming in the city ain't what it used to be. It's a bit scary out there.
Repent! That's what I'm talking about!
One thing that quickly became apparent is that I put the gimbal in kind of the stock slow mode, and yeah, on the 35, as you can see on this bridge walk, it was just kind of jerking all over the place, and that's not what I want. And the longer the focal length is, the more telly it is, the more it will need to be slowed down. And so yeah, I did some quick diving into the ZY Play app and changed it, tried to slow it down the best I could. It was pretty close to what best for me and perhaps the best for you. Hey, vlogging test. Sorry, we don't have a mic hooked up, so it's gonna be a little bit not so great, but hopefully it's good enough. Oh, and 28mm yogging. Is this doable? That's doable, hey. You talk. Everyone misses you, Elise. You haven't been on the channel much this year.
Hello.
Speak your truth, girl.
Yeah, it's doable. I don't know what you're asking.
Just say something.
We're just going for a night walk and it's pleasant.
We tried to go over the other side, in the city side, but yeah, we just got really scared of everyone, didn't we? Because I don't know why. Maybe it's COVID,
It's just
but
a bit trash.
we just,
The snow vibe.
yeah, for multiple reasons.
Oh!
What?
I just touched my butt. My butt must have been sat in something really wet. It's all over my hand.
Kind of forgot that you could put this in go mode when I did need to make a few quick moves. And I subsequently went out with the girls and we went bike riding to test the A7S III out with it. And that go mode, it's okay if you're standing still, but if you're moving, it's just gonna pick up all your arm movements if you're walking along. It needs to fix some of this movement out, all the little jitters that you unintentionally do, but as part of being a human, I'd really like the go mode to be configurable in the ZY Play app, because it is a good feature. Yeah, there was a point where, as you'll see here, Elise sat on sauce that some feral put on the public park bench.
Barbecue sauce?
And yeah, I couldn't move the gimbal around fast enough. This go mode would have been perfect for that, but I just wasn't used to using this go mode with the trigger down. What it is on the M2 is you hold it down and it goes into follow mode. The light, yeah, that might be okay. I mean, if in a pinch, it might be good for vlogging, or if we ever go ghost hunting, which I can see that happening in the future. That's fun, eh? You can't single tap to change between follow and pan follow, which is annoying, because that's a good feature. You have to click this twice to go into pan follow, and then you get there. So if we'll verse one on the other, I would suggest this, unless your camera is in total lower than 400 grams, because the motors aren't that strong, and perhaps to be fair, the motors are just worn down a little bit after so much use that I've had of this. It's been a workhorse for me. It's a great purchase. Like, I have respect to your engineer Zhiyun, because it's been a great part of the way we like to make videos. So I appreciate you guys for that. Sorry for the social credits troll, but yeah, this is a good gimbal too, and it's even better. I just like how it has the space. I couldn't balance this A7C with a 170 gram lens on it, but this balance is perfect. On that one, it kind of just like swing to the middle, swing to the side. Yeah, only place is like, it's not the best balance like on this pan axis. That may be just because of how wide this is when the flip screen is put out. I'm sure you could probably get it balanced perfectly if you like to shoot like this, but I don't like to shoot like that. But yeah, it's a minor issue and it doesn't seem to affect the performance. And yeah, just so that extra space, and the motors are significantly better than that. I will say that also. And it's got more battery life. Yeah, it's just got all the best features of this. To be honest, I couldn't get it to operate exactly like this in those settings. I do still like the way the M2 works a little bit better, but it's 95% the way there. And it, most importantly, it has that nice deceleration. Something else that I will say, this is 500 grams. And on the website, they've put this as 549 or something. This is actually 585, if I measured it exactly. And that's without whatever little accessory. It's not much, but I just thought I'd nitpick that because we keep it real here. I have 4 lenses that I will use, a 24, an 18, this Sony zoom, this 28 to 60, and this Samyang 45 f1.8, and that will be what I use with most of my filming. And yeah, I did do a bit of filming with the A7S III for those interested, just to see how it handled the bigger camera. I know some people have the S3 out there and want to know if it's compatible, and yeah, it is. Like, I even tested it out with the 85 f1.8 because it was like the biggest kind of compatible-ish lens with this gimbal, along with the S3, and it did work. But yeah, as you can see, the flip screen had to be flipped in, and yeah, like I say, I don't like using gimbals with the flip screen flipped in because I can't see too much. Yeah, so I'm pretty impressed with the performance of it. yeah, much more stable. I'm really happy with it. Let me know if you have any questions on this. I don't want to make this too long like the last one was. I'd recommend it. Only get this if your camera is like a 1-inch sensor camera or even a phone. So let me know if you have any questions. I hope I've covered everything. I haven't forgotten anything. These are unscripted videos. Yeah, so let me know in the comment section. Have a good one, guys. Sorry for my rudeness. Love y'all. Keep filming. Bye.